In Shop Notes issue 90, you'll find an article about making tough table saw cuts easily. One of those tough cuts is cutting thin strips. Part of the problem is the opening around the blade on a stock table saw insert. It's too wide. Narrow strips could fall into it. That could ruin your workpiece or, even worse, kick back at you. An easy-to-make zero-clearance insert is the solution. My insert is made from half-inch thick MDF, but plywood will work too. Start by tracing around the stock insert. After doing that, cut the blank to rough size on the bandsaw. Now I stick the stock insert and the blank together using carpet tape. That way, I can use a flush trim bit in the router table to bring the blank to finished size. The bearing on the bit follows the stock insert, and the cutters trim the blank to size. Now take care setting the bit height here. You don't want the cutters to contact the metal insert plate. Here's the blank trimmed to final size. Next, I'll cut a kerf to allow the blade to poke through and to accept a splitter. To do this, set the table saw's rip fence so it aligns right along the edge of the opening for the insert. Then push the blank into the blade. Stop as the back of the blank approaches the back of the stock insert. And hold on to the blank, turn off the saw, and wait for the blade to stop before you remove the blank. The splitter is just a piece of scrap resawn to fit into the kerf, and I like to sand a slight taper on the front edge. That way it won't catch on the kerf as you're cutting a piece. Finally, I add small screws on the bottom of the insert to allow for leveling it. You can transfer the locations of these screws from the stock insert. Here's the finished zero clearance insert in place. However, this back edge is high, so I need to adjust the screws so the insert sits flush with the tabletop. That's better. Now, when ripping thin strips, there's no danger of the piece falling into the saw. And because the piece is supported right next to the blade, there won't be any chip out on the bottom face. For more tips on how to make tough cuts on the table saw, see issue 90 of Shop Notes magazine.